guys, it's Sam and I'm here to do a video for Banned Books Week. Banned Books Week takes place the last month of September every year, and it is to celebrate our right as readers to read books and to celebrate those books that have been banned numerous times, and there are a lot of them. You'd be surprised some of the books that show up on the list, so if you haven't gone and checked out a banned books list in a while, then I will link some down below that you can check out and kind of see which of your favorites are included on the list. This is a collaboration video that was organized all by Joe from JoReadsBooks, and it's myself and a handful of other booktubers who are posting review videos on books that have been banned in the past. So I'll be linking everybody's channel down below so you can go check those out. There's going to be one video uploaded a day every day this week. I'm obviously Thursday, so go and check the rest of those ladies out and see the other books that they're reviewing this week. The banned book that I read was The Golden Compass by Pullman. This is the first book in the His Dark Materials series. The Golden Compass takes place in a world that is like our own, but more like an alternate universe. So in this world, although it is very similar to ours in a lot of ways, it is also very different. The main difference being that every person in this universe has a demon. And their demon is really like an expression of their soul outside of their body, and it's in the shape of an animal. So everyone kind of has this animal companion that walks beside them. It talks, and there's kind of different rules and stipulations surrounding demons and how they can have contact with other people and these kinds of things. So this story follows a main character, Lyra. She is a orphan girl who is raised in a college, and she discovers some things about the world that she's living in and about the power structure and everything else, and kind of goes on a bit of an adventure to stop a lot of the things that are happening. And the main threat in this book are these people that they refer to as gobblers, which people think are a urban legend but turn out to be real. They are stealing children and no one knows why. So basically one of her friends gets taken and she decides to go after them, runs into a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different people within this world, and it's a big adventure the whole way through. So before I get going more into the plot, I just want to point out why this book has been banned and challenged so many times. It has been banned mostly for anti-Christian values and an anti-Christian plot, and that is all very much with quotation marks. So I did find some interviews with the author talking about why his book is banned so much and why the series is banned and has reached so many people. The author himself is an atheist, and he stated in one interview, "It is not the presence of Christian doctrine I object so much as the absence of Christian virtue." So keep that in mind when I'm talking about the rest of the book. First, let me talk about the world. Like I said, it takes place in an alternate universe to ours, so there are a lot of similarities to our world as well as some differences, like I mentioned with the demons and things like that. There is a lot of kind of magical elements to this world. Also, while there are similar places to ours, there are also different places, there are different races. It is much like a kind of steampunky feel to it at times because it's kind of set around the turn of the century, but there's also things like there's like blimps and airships and these kinds of almost steampunky feeling modes of transportation and these different devices that they use and things like that. So the differences are really cool, but also when I was reading it, I didn't feel like the differences were really explained very much. So a lot of these different words that they were using or names of things or names of places weren't really explained, so you didn't really get a sense of like what they were talking about. It did give you a sense of like this is a world different than our own, but I didn't fully understand that world. So this book was made into a movie a while back, and I actually have seen the movie before. Like I said, I've never read the book, but I feel like if I hadn't seen the movie first, I would have a harder time with the imagery at times. Not because, like I said, it still gave me the very steampunk feel, but there were certain things that didn't quite mesh and didn't quite click because it wasn't really explained. Also, the other big focus of this book, like I said, one of the reasons why it is banned is that in this world there is a big focus on religion as a political system almost. So in this world, the equivalent of the Catholic Church has risen up and created an overall government that governs kind of everybody, and it is a very sinister kind of evil political system. It's called the Magisterium, and it just has this very like foreboding sense about it, and it's not discussed very much, but it is a kind of a common thread throughout the book of people that are involved in the Magisterium, and they come in later on in the book more so, and I'm sure the rest of the book and the books in the series will have more to do with them. So as far as characters, let me talk about Lyra first. She is our main character. She is super spunky. She is a ton of fun. I have mentioned before in reviews where the characters are a little bit younger that I don't really bond with them as characters. I don't really like them, and they're very naive and very bratty. And while Lyra is a brat, because she totally is, she still, you kind of like her. She's very independent, she's very intelligent, she's very conniving, she's very mature for her age, and you believe her as the heroine in the story. there also is a whole gambit of side characters that are mentioned, and I had a lot of favorites in there, but also there were times when I didn't feel like they were as fleshed out, much like the world. Like I said, I saw the movie first, and I feel like if I hadn't seen the movie, I wouldn't have gotten as much of a sense of their personalities because I just connected it to the movie in my head. So some of the characters were wonderful, and I really, really loved them, and I'm sure they'll be fleshed out again more in the later books. There's 2 more books in the series, so I'm sure those people will make appearances again. But I just really didn't get a sense of their personalities within this book, and they really didn't have a lot of time because there was a lot of adventure and action going on, so I kind of do forget that. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is the plot. Like I said, it is very adventure driven, it is very, you know, fast paced, there's always something going on, it's always going on to the next and the next and the next, but like I said before, again, I feel like things weren't explained as well as they could have been, and I almost feel like there was explanations that were happening in chunks. So Lyra would learn something kind of all at once, or Lyra would be out of the picture and the reader would learn something from other characters that Lyra didn't hear, all in big chunks, and things were kind of explained very quickly, and that was kind of weird to me. I didn't really feel like I was getting all of the story, and when I did get all the story, it was very rushed. Like, you get a lot of information in the last, I think, 20 pages of everything kind of coming together, and while that's a lot of fun and very intense, it was also like, you could have told me this information a lot sooner. So overall, I gave The Golden Compass 3 to 3.5 stars. I'm kind of teetering between both of those. It was a lot of fun. It was a great adventure. I really appreciated that the political system did have religion in it, because I feel like religion is very much absent in a lot of books these days as far as like political structures, and a lot of political structures now and in the past were very focused on religion. So I feel like having that element into it was very interesting and made it a lot more realistic, and it really gave this kind of driving force behind a lot of things that were happening and a lot of things that the more adult characters were doing because of this religious viewpoint. So I will be finishing the series at some point. I'm not in a huge hurry right now. There is kind of like a crazy ending to this, but I'm still not super motivated to finish this. I am interested to see what happens after this, because the front of the book mentions that this book takes place in an alternate universe, the next book takes place in another alternate universe and our own universe, and then the last book takes place in our current universe. So that's really kind of crazy. I'm not sure how that's going to kind of go down and the different things we're going to get to experience throughout the series, but I do think that this did provide a foundation, and I feel like a lot of things that I have problems with as far as not getting enough explanation, not getting enough fleshing out, will be solved in the future books. So overall, I would give this book a chance if you enjoy reading banned books. The whole series has been banned in some places, so go ahead and check it out. So thank you all for watching this video. Like I said, go ahead and check out the other girls that are doing reviews. I will link everything down below for you to partake in some banned book goodness. So thank you all for watching, guys, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!